What did you think of the whole debacle of him
It's
being
just
put on
ridiculous.
hiatus?
From a British point of view, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to us. It would never happen back in the UK.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
What
are you hoping to hear him say?
It's going to be interesting. I don't know what he's going to say, but I'm quite excited.
Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? Well, Jimmy Kimmel is back and he had something to tell us. Take a listen.
I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion. And I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. He was a government threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American. That's anti-American.
I really felt bad for him. I felt bad for him because when he broke down and cried about the passing of Charlie Kirk, I deeply, deeply, deeply resented what he had gone through. Because like I had said, and I'm going to play the clip again, he never talked about Charlie Kirk.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns.
Never talked about Charlie Kirk. And I think that there's a lot of bias. We have to talk about the elephant in the room. Whomever Charlie Kirk was, to whomever, there have been so many innocent people that have died from mass shootings. Why is this so extra special? I really don't know. As far as I'm concerned, there were children that also lost their lives that day. Why didn't they get all of this praise and applause and weeping and crying? Why didn't they get that? innocent children of which their parents have to live their lives knowing that they took their children to school, that they were where they were supposed to be, and they lost their lives. They have to live with that. And then anything at all in the lines of Charlie Kirk, and then you're going to get sectioned. It's not fair, it's not right. But above all else, people have said worse about Charlie Kirk and didn't lose their jobs. For whatever reason, as far as I am concerned, I truly believe that they had all eyes on Jimmy and they were waiting for him to make any kind of wrong move. And like he rightly said, it's because the president can't take a joke. The president doesn't like him. That's not only for Jimmy Kimmel, it is also for Jimmy Fallon. Well, I showed you the hit list the other day of the talk show hosts that Donald Trump doesn't like. It's a hot mess. It's a hot smoking mess. And after unsubscribing from Hulu, of which I'll put up here, they're now asking me, oh, Fumi, will you come back? Will you come back? Well, guess what? Not only that, they are now increasing the subscriptions for those that have decided to stay. Doesn't even make sense. Does not even make sense. And again, like I said, Jimmy, as far as I am concerned, for real, really, because I can see that Sinclair still insists on you apologizing to the Kirk family, that you should also donate to the Kirk family. I mean, what is this? It's bullying of the highest degree. If you don't see things my way, I do not want you to do it any other way, and you will be punished, and I will not air your show. Jimmy, you don't need them. Trust and believe when I tell you that right here, out here in these social media, YouTube streets, all of the hosts that have been fired, your neighbors, they're out here. Don Lemon is here. We have Megyn Kelly here. There are a whole bunch of other hosts that are doing their thing, and you are able to have creative control and say whatever you like within reason, because of course you will have your subscribers and your followers to tell you, no, Fumi, I don't like this, no, Fumi, I don't agree, this, that, and the third. But you get to speak your piece. You get to speak your piece. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't mean anything to me whether Jimmy comes back. The people that were working there lost their jobs. It's so cruel because you don't like somebody, because you don't like when they tell jokes about you. It's ridiculous. I don't like all the jokes told about me. Really. First up, my hands. They tell me every day, Fumi, your hands are too dark, your hands are too black. You have to get them lightened. I have tried, I am trying. Somebody else the other day said, you know, I'm coming from a place of love. I said, come from the place of love. And wait, hold on, do I have it here? Because I bought it instantly. God knows I'm trying out here. Wait, where is it? Because now I've gotten up. Yes, Quarterly. There you go, Quarterly. And she says, you know what, Fumi, this should work. So I am using it on my hands. My knees, as you can see, fabulous. Everything came off. And so I'm going to try with this cream. I digress. The point being that you cannot take our First Amendment. You cannot do that and think that there will be no repercussion. I am very happy that Disney and Hulu and all their other products that they have been selling has been tanking. There was a wedding for 150,000 to take place. They cancelled it. Cancel it. You know why? Because you've shown who you are. You've shown who you are. And you only follow the money. You don't care about anybody. You don't even care about Jimmy. You don't even care that Jimmy is back. You don't care. He's only there because you are hemorrhaging over $4 billion and counting. And I'll say it everywhere and I live for it. Let the dollar speak. You don't like the way you're treated. You don't like the way your brethren is treated. Guess what? Let's have a meeting. And you hold on to your dollar. That's it. The older I get, the more I realize I don't need too much. I can manage with my old clothes. I can manage with my little, routine. And I'm good to go. That's it. I've got my natural hair. It's sad. And to see Jimmy really break down, it let me know that he wasn't angry. He wasn't angry. He was deeply upset. Somebody's calling me. Hello? Okay. All right then. I will. Thank you. Okay. Bye. So as I was saying, I know it's a hot mess out here, but I'm authentic. I'm authentic, at least that. It's a hot mess. It really has shown me, really has, if anything hasn't, has shown me that this right here, they don't care about customers, they don't care. It's all about the money.
So how do we make sense of the fact that late night host Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely lost his show because of comments he made Monday night in which he said that the MAGA gang was really trying hard to prove that Charlie Kirk's assassin was not one of theirs so that they could score political points? That's what he said. Well, follow the money. In August, Nexstar, the largest owner of TV stations, local TV stations in the country, announced that they wanted to purchase their rival Tegna for more than $6 billion. Now, in order for that deal to go through, Nexstar would need the approval of the Federal Communications Commission. And in fact, they would need the FCC to lift the cap, a 39% cap that the FCC has, which is a rule that states no company can own enough TV stations to reach more than 39% of the households in the United States. And this deal going through would violate that cap. The current chair of the FCC, Brendan Carr, he earlier this year said that he would be willing to entertain lifting what he called arcane artificial limits on how many TV stations any one company can own. Okay, so that's where we are. Nexstar wanting to get the FCC's approval, the FCC commissioner making it clear that his mind is open. Today, Wednesday, the FCC commissioner goes on a podcast, a MAGA podcaster, and makes it very clear that he did not like the comments that Jimmy Kimmel made on Monday night. He calls Kimmel talentless. And then he says...
So I think, again, Disney needs to see some change here, but the individual licensed stations that are taking their content, it's time for them to step up and say, this garbage, to the extent that that's what comes down the pipe in the future, isn't something that we think serves the needs of our local communities. But this sort of status quo is obviously not acceptable where we are.
You believe that?
So he's calling on local TV stations to reject the Jimmy Kimmel show. That was posted on Twitter or X at 1:01 p.m. Wednesday. Within hours, Nexstar makes the announcement that the company's owned and partnered television stations affiliated with ABC will preempt Jimmy Kimmel because they object to recent comments made by Kimmel. And then, shortly after that, ABC television network announced that they were suspending Kimmel's show. And so, while there are no doubt people who are legitimately offended by what Kimmel said, and no doubt tensions are high and feelings are fraught, there is also a lot of money to be made, and there are also a lot of people who want to endear themselves to the FCC commissioner and President Trump.
Follow the money, get as much shares as you can, and that is it. They don't care about you, they don't care about me, they don't care about anybody out here. And they had to respond because we hit them where it hurt. Sinclair has said, poof, we don't need you. We've been made enough money. You see, you've made them rich over the years, so they can call the bluff. But that's okay. Now we know you. For a lot of people that did not know who Sinclair was or how this kind of operated, now we know. Now we know. And so many times I thought, you know what, Fumi, have your own show, join a network, have your own network show. And it's for these very reasons that I said, let me stay here on YouTube. You know why? Because I will keep my 840,000 plus subscriber families and we'll do what we want to do. You will not yank me out of my space when you're not happy about something that I said. That just does not work. At the end of and I've said it and I'll say it again, Charlie Kirk should be here. He should be with his family. I cannot believe I'm tearing up. Hold on. Oh, yes, I am. Charlie Kirk should be with his family. He should be with his son and his little daughter. He should be with his beautiful wife. I did not agree with a lot of things that he said. But no way should he have come to an end that he did, regardless of the rhetoric that he spewed. So young, he deserved his life. Because we don't agree, we're not animals. And the person that did this should be held to the fullest extent of the law, because you destroyed families. You've destroyed his family, her family, and the children. How honored and grateful am I that I had a father and I had a childhood and I grew up in, basically, a decent, loving childhood. I had that, of which I can pass on to my son. Because we don't agree. You go there and you do this horrific thing in front of his wife and his children. It's horrible. But he's not the only one that lost his life that day. There were children, innocent children, that lost their lives. Every day as a parent, I live in fear that my child is okay, that my child is safe. That's why I say no to guns. It runs deeper across the board. And I think that's why I'm angry. Because how dare you remove Jimmy, fire him, because you didn't like what he said about Charlie. But look at the things that Charlie said. Also, are some lives more valuable than others? No, all lives are valuable. Anyway, don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you I'll see you sooner than later. All of my love. Yes, I do. Look, back up. Have you noticed that I refuse to give any of this away? It's always sold out. Always what? It's always sold out. So, guys, what do I think about our slippery lime shampoo? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. And for the benefit of other shampoo products, I covered them. I had to do this test because I needed to prove a point. And I don't want to bring up any other product or brand. But these are other shampoos that I've had. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to take them out one by one. Let me put my slippery slime here. I'm going to bring it out one by one. And I'm going to pour it out for you to see. Yeah? Look at the consistency. Look at the consistency. Okay. That is one. Look at the consistency of this one. Okay. Look at the consistency of this. Oh God. Look at the consistency of this. Look at the consistency of slippery slime shampoo by Healthy Hair Studio, created by a trichologist called ENITAN. It's a beast. It won't even. Just look. If you are asking me, Fumi, a slippery lime shampoo, Healthy Hair Studio, created by trichologist ENITAN, is it FDV approved? It is absolutely FDV approved. It is absolutely FDV approved. Go right ahead and use my discount code Fumi and get
Guys,
you.
my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky, itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking